I welcome you to today's lesson under the use of English series for Jamb UTME, episode 31. And today our topic is idioms. As you take this lecture, do not forget to enable landscape view, that's display on full screen in your device, by tapping on the icon located at the space that I'm hovering my mouse. Around the space that I'm hovering my mouse at the top right of your screen, tap on the settings icon there. Do well to choose a screen resolution from 720p and above. Do both of these to enjoy the maximum viewers experience. And before we carry on with this lecture, I will advise you to get your pen and your notebook or your paper to jot down whatever you understand in this lecture, because you are definitely going to need them for subsequent revision. Without wasting much of our time, let's head straight into the lecture outline. Lecture outline: definition of lexemes and idioms, examples of idioms, how to master idioms, practice exercises from WAEC and Jamb/answers. Quick recap: you will learn the above in this lecture, and I wish you good luck. Introduction to idiom. A language is made up of units called words. The words that are meaningful on their own are known as lexical term or lexemes. So those words that are meaningful on their own, they are called lexical terms, or you call them lexemes. Okay, words that are meaningful on their own. However, those that are not, that's those words that are not meaningful, are known as grammatical words, which form meaningful structures such as phrases, clauses, and sentences. So these words, these grammatical words, they can't stand alone. They need to be part of a statement, a phrase, a clause, and a sentence, and so on and so forth. That's the difference between a lexical item and a grammatical word. Now let's understand what an idiom is. An idiomatic expression, or simply called idiom, is a structure which is frozen, that its meaning is not derivable from the meaning of the words it contains. That is, the word carry different meanings. That's idiomatic expression or idioms for you. The expression or the word is so frozen that you can't deduce the meaning of this sentence or the expression from bare looking at the word or the normal meaning of the words that appear on the screen or in the questions. So you have to understand idiomatic expression and know what they mean. There is no shortcut to this, no shortcut at all to this. So you either know it and pass your exam, your Jamb UTME exam, and Jamb UTME loves setting questions from idiom. You must see them in your Jamb UTME. So why not learn them properly and secure your marks? So now let's see examples of idiomatic expressions next. Examples: my friend kicked a stone. What does this statement mean? Not an idiom, because it means my friend hit a stone with his leg. So this statement here, my friend kicked a stone, is not an idiom because of the way it was used. The next example we have here is the old man kicked the bucket. Kicked the bucket. How does that sound in your ear? Kicked the bucket. But actually, this kick the bucket that you are seeing here, take note of the underlined expression / words. They are the idioms. This kick bucket that you are seeing here, this is an idiom because it does not mean that the old man hit the bucket with his leg. It means that the old man died. So when you say someone kicked bucket, that's an idiomatic expression. You are saying in other words that that person died. Let's look at more examples. He bought cats and dogs. He bought cats and dogs. It is not an idiom. This is not an idiomatic expression. Bought cats and dogs. No, but is not supposed to be there. But is not supposed to be there. But when you say it rained cats and dogs, that's an idiomatic expression. And what does cats and dogs mean with time when interpreting idiomatic expression? It usually means non-stop, concurrently. So when you say it rained cats and dogs, it means that it rained intermittently, it rained several times repeatedly. Let's look at the next example we have here. The next example we have here reads, tell John to run down. That is not an idiom. Run down. You don't use it for living things. You don't use run down for living things. You don't use run down for living things. Okay, you use run down for non-living things as an idiom. You are using it for non-living things, but here it is not serving as an idiom here. Run down. But when you say the battery will run down, that's an idiomatic expression. Why is it an idiomatic expression? Because it's talking about the non-living thing, that the non-living thing will run down. Non-living thing having battery will run down. That's so correct. Moving on. I want you to note something very important. The only secret of learning idiom is getting familiar with as many as possible. There are over 1,000 idioms and lexemes. A lot of idioms and lexemes. So do well to get familiar with them and understand them. Understand how to manipulate the answers. Understand how to manipulate the answers when you see it in your Jamb UTME, even when you don't know how to identify it. So the following idioms and lexemes reoccur over and over in what? Senior secondary school certificate exam, which is WAEC in most cases, and Jamb UTME. The two boys are running neck and neck. And what does this mean? It means that this neck and neck here means that The two boys are at exactly the same level. Okay, the two boys are at exactly what? The same levels. No one is passing the other. The same levels. That's neck and neck. The next example we have here reads, the leader in today's paper criticizes the government. And what is the leader when talking about paper? What is the leader when talking about paper? It's an idiomatic expression that means the editorial. It means the editorial. So the leader here, as an idiomatic expression or as an idiom, is serving as the editorial. Okay, it means the editorial of the newspaper. The editorial of the newspaper in today's paper criticizes the government. The next example we have here is Man United Football Club turned out to be the dark horse. And dark horse, you can see that is bold and underlined here, is an idiom. Okay, and what does a dark horse mean? When you say someone turned into a dark horse or came out to be the dark horse, it means that they won unexpectedly. So their winning was not expected. So they won unexpectedly. More examples on idiomatic expression. He is a small fry. And this word that is bold here, small fry, is actually an idiomatic expression. And what does small fry mean? Small fry means unimportant person. The next example here reads, we have become insolvent. Insolvent is the idiomatic expression. And what does it mean? It means bankrupt. The next example we have here is all our plans fell through. All our plans fell through. When you see fell through as the idiom, fell through, fall through, failed. That's the meaning of this idiomatic expression here, fell through. It means failed. The next example we have here is his experiment is a breakthrough. His experiment is a breakthrough. The breakthrough here is a lexical term. The next example we have here is the plaintiff was not in court. The plaintiff was not in court. The plaintiff was not in court. And plaintiff here serving as a lexical term. What does it mean as it serves as a lexical term here? It means complainant. So complainant is also referred to as the plaintiff in lexical terms. So take note that we have some lexical terms here among the examples given and some idioms also among the examples given. Click the link in the description to get my free soft copy containing over 1,000 idioms that will occur in WAEC and Jamb. So go to my profile, my bio, collect my contacts there, send me a DM, introduce yourself and tell me what you want, and I will surely send you this book of idioms containing over 1,000 idioms. Now that we have finished idioms, let's now take some exercises to test how well we understood this topic. Exercises. The instruction read, pick the option nearest in meaning to the sentence in italic. Number 1. Despite the Shike's extravagant wedding party, his friends saw it as a small fry. A. Beautiful. B. Useless. C. Wasteful. D. Unimportant. What's your answer? You answered right. The correct option is option D, unimportant. Number 2. I can't continue to go neck and neck with Chidera in this organization, said Bamidele. Option A, please, always. Option B, argue always. Option C, play and fight. Option D, the same level. What's your answer? The correct option is option D, the same level. So when you talk about neck and neck, just know that you are talking about living things that are on the same level. These are the answers and what did you score? A quick recap of this lecture says an idiom is a frozen grammatical expression in which the meaning cannot be derived from the basic meaning of its components. So when you see idiomatic expression, you can't use lexical term, normal lexical term to interpret them. They have their own specific meanings. So that's why you have to learn idioms. Note something very important. When the same idiomatic word or expression is not serving as an idiom, it serves as a lexical or part of what grammatical structure, such as phrase, clause, and so on and so forth. So when the same idiomatic word or expression is not serving as an idiom, it serves as a lexical or part of grammatical structure. So Jamb can decide to set questions from this idiomatic expression, to set it and use it to ask you nearest in meaning or opposite in meaning, like the question that we just treated. So you have to be guided, you have to be careful, you have to read your instructions properly while answering your Jamb UTME question. The only secret of learning idioms is get familiar with as many as possible. There are over 1,000 idioms and lexes. So I have a file containing the 1,000 idioms, up to 1,000 idioms. So you have to get that file and study that file in order for you to learn all the idiomatic expressions, especially the ones that always recur in Jamb UTME. And Jamb UTME 2026 is not an exception. Thank you so much for taking this lecture. I hope you understand. Hope I've spared you. Hope I answer your question. Do not forget to subscribe at Nkwado Augustine across all social media platforms. Do you have any questions? Drop it in the comment section. Please, guys, this is the right time for you to give me my flowers. I don't want to be idolized on earning your free marks in Jamb UTME 2026. At this point, I'm out.